It's been fun field action over there in Qatar as a new continent is hosting the World Cup, Qatar, and we've got a lot of amazing action in the World Cup. Welcome to Sportyfied. My name is Malik Muslima, aka Dagel Lima, and of course I won't be doing this alone. I've got with me two of the best analysts. I've got Sega and I've got Abdulaziz. Welcome to Sportyfied, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
How has your World Cup experience been so far?
Ooh, it's been quite exciting. Unpredictable World Cup. It's been going very, very great for me as far as I'm concerned because my team is in the final and I'm looking at them trying to win the World Cup for the first time in since 1986.
Of course, we know the team is talking about. What about you?
Well, it's been a fantastic World Cup. So many upsets, so many stuff to wax lyrical about. Imagine Japan coming out of a group that consists of Spain and Germany. So
Our
they
horses.
are stunning the mighty force of the
Morocco making history too.
Morocco, the first African team to make the semi-final. Absolute top.
Impressive.
Yeah, good content so far in this World Cup, and we can only get excited. 62 games down, 2 more to go, the third place and the final.
Like
Great.
you said, fantastic World Cup so far, and we can only get excited. Now, the World Cup final is upon us. France against Argentina.
On Sunday.
A fantastic, some would say, would be Argentina's revenge, sort of, from 2018.
We are not looking for revenge.
And it's going to happen at Lusail Stadium on the 18th of December on Sunday. Let's just before we talk about the World Cup final, let's talk about the happenings or the latest happenings that occurred. Let's start with La Rua side, the Spanish national team. I mean, they've been, there were a lot of talks about the Spanish national team going into this World Cup, and I would say they didn't disappoint us as we got a lot of things to talk about. So, what really went wrong? What was it that went wrong for
They didn't
the
disappoint us.
side?
They didn't disappoint us. They disappointed me. They disappointed me.
Yeah.
Like Spain, they had no 9, no striker.
Yeah.
Nobody to make moves, to run into channels. You see them. Asensio was nowhere to be found. Morata. So Morata is not a striker now. That's what I'm concerned. Asensio, I don't even know why he's playing for Spain. Because I see no reason why he's in that team, Asensio. Then Ferran Torres, my God. Spain, the problem with Spain as far as I'm concerned is the attack is not fluid. They have very good midfield. They have very good one winger, which I won't say very good, but he's impressive to me, Dani Olmo. Apart from Dani Olmo, the remaining guys, Ferran Torres, Alvaro Morata, Marco Asensio, Pablo Sarabia, they're not good enough to be wearing that Spain jersey as far as I'm concerned. Coming from where they're coming from, seeing the likes of Raúl, David Villa, Fernando Torres, great strikers that passed. They have no striker now.
What about you? What do you think we're doing?
Well, he has actually said, but one thing I want to actually make mention of is that when you come into a major tournament like the World Cup, you actually have to come with a plan B because we all know Spain will definitely dominate possession.
Yes.
Bully the team and want to create chances, but once you feel this kind of tactics isn't working for you, you tweak things up, you change your formation. But we saw the same thing against Morocco, we saw the same thing against Japan.
Just passing
Bossing
the
the midfield,
passing the ball
left,
aimlessly,
sideways, and
without getting that
no
penetration.
plan B,
pass.
no penetration, nothing.
No
And
direct football.
that was their wondering. They couldn't get the job done at full time, extra time, and penalty. It is anybody's demand. I think against Morocco, they were actually playing for penalty. I mean the Moroccans because they know Yasin Bono to an extent is a very, very fantastic goalkeeper.
They were ready for it.
They were ready for it, and Spain couldn't get the job done in regular time and extra time. So I wasn't really surprised they crashed out because if you don't go into a major tournament without having a plan B.
I mean, I totally agree with what you guys have said. I mean, having to train 1,000 times for penalties and
Enrique is joking.
and then in that game
He's
as
joking.
well against the Moroccans, they had 1,019 passes and just one shot
They're
on
joking.
target.
And
So that's just
another problem I saw in Spain's team that Enrique was just playing with the defense. Today he will use Aspilicueta as the right back. Tomorrow he will use Caballero as the right back. Next tomorrow he will use Llorente as the right back. It's a competition. You don't come here and keep changing players anyhow, like as if you are playing a league match. It's a competition, a match of 7 games. As far as I'm concerned, you stick with the winning team. You don't come and start to, like the game against Morocco that was very important, he's starting Llorente as a right back. And he's not even a right back. Why is he playing there? When you have 2 recognized right backs, there's Aspilicueta and Caballero.
I want to chip something in because I've even coming into this tournament for Luis Enrique and the Spanish national team. I thought there were some murmurs in the Spanish media that his team selection is always very biased. And yes, to an extent, if you look at the goalkeepers he took, I'm not making any exception for David here because okay, he's been good this season, but I think those goalkeepers, I think David Gea should be among them because you can't just pick your goalkeeper based on what? Because they are good with their feet.
Yeah.
But that's the modern day game.
Nobody cares.
That's the modern. That's the modern day game now.
The caliber of David Gea should be at least even.
Well, he can't play the ball with his feet now.
It doesn't mean.
It means.
It does.
In the modern day game, the way Spain they set up, they play. They are 5 and 6, and they play with their goalkeeper.
Okay, so how has it ended for them?
Ended in tears.
So what are we saying?
Alright guys, let's move on from La who had the Spanish national team, and let's go to a team that a lot of us felt were going to be favourites or going into the World Cup. We teach them as favourites for the World Cup.
The dancing people.
The Samba boys. I mean, it looks like they focus more on dancing than their game. And with so much talent, so many talents everywhere, literally everywhere, they were stacked. At some point when they played their second team, it feels like the second team was the first team for other teams.
They can set that second team to go and win the World Cup.
Exactly. So what really went wrong for Brazil? I mean, do you feel like they underrated that side and it just really came crashing down in the penalty kicks?
What went wrong with Brazil as far as I'm concerned, number one, overconfidence. When you come in as with the tag of being the favourite, you have stars from their goalkeeper to their striker. It will really affect. I saw the way they were playing. They were playing with so much confidence. Once they score, they start dancing. Once they score, they start dancing as if they've won the competition. And it doesn't work like that. You need to humble yourself when you are doing something. No matter how great you think you are, humble yourself and play the game. Wait till it's time to celebrate before you celebrate. You don't just score one goal and start dancing. That's like disrespect to the opponent. But they say that, okay, that's their culture, that they dance, they do this, they do that. But it's not it. And again, another thing I felt was wrong with Brazil was playing Neymar in the midfield. Neymar is not a midfielder. He holds on to the ball too much. Personally, I have a problem with Neymar because he holds on to the ball too much. He likes everything being going around him. It's not like he's not a great player, he's a fantastic player, but it's a team game, not a one-man game. Play with your team, let the game flow.
How about you?
Well, I'll definitely want to pick lack of concentration because I don't really understand this Brazilian setup. You were one goal up against Croatia, less than 5 minutes to go in second half of extra time, and you're still pushing forward to go and do what?
That's another cause for concern. Like, what was the right back?
I was watching the game and I was screaming because I was actually supporting Brazil.
Yeah, like, what was the right back?
Where are you guys going to? Why are you attacking? And in the space of 10 to 15 seconds, I saw Croatia getting it, and I was
with
so
one shot on target.
The first shot of target, the first meaningful attack they made going forward.
Yeah. And
I was like, what is this? Why are you moving forward? You have this game sealed, you have it in your hands, and you got in there, you wumble and fumble.
1-0
disastrous.
1-0 is not sealed, but
No.
We're going there to go and kill off the game, but
to kill off which
you
game?
go with caution.
Yeah, but you have to understand that.
They threw caution to the wind.
I think during the full-time analysis, I was watching it. What was Fred doing high up the pitch? He came into that game to come and sit deep. No, I'm talking about Fred. He came into the game to come and sit deep and prevent any penetration from the Croatian
counter.
What? I don't want to say what the hell because I'm pissed. I was pissed then. What was he doing up front? What was he doing?
Calm down.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to understand his frustrations as well because the Brazilian side, you were one goal up and it's the second
half of extra time.
Less than 5 minutes,
The only logical thing that you expect them to do was sit back and defend.
But we all know Brazil, they don't defend.
Why?
They will attack. It's Brazil.
Football, you don't need to play. You don't need to play beautiful football all the time. You have to do it dirty.
They have to entertain us.
I think
to be honest, we've not got it to Argentina. They've not been up to par 100%. Argentina.
We'll get to Argentina.
They've not been up to par.
They are in the finals.
See Croatia, they are winning dirty. I don't think Croatia has actually gone into the lead from 2018 to 2022 in knockout stages.
You need to understand.
You win dirty
I think
sometimes.
what it means is
No, this
sometimes
is competition.
in tournament football, sometimes you need to play dirty too.
Play dirty to
That's how to win it. That's how to win it.
Yeah.
No, if you look at the issue of the World Cup, no team has been spectacular. The team that goes on to win the tournament hasn't given you on. Yes.
No, Brazil did now. 2002.
I wasn't born. If you look at South Africa,
they did it.
2006.
2010, Spain did it now.
Yeah.
Fantastic football.
They lost their first match. They were not really good.
And they gave you.
Their group stages were not up to par.
No, they were up to par.
They only
lost the first game against
They were
Sweden.
not that good.
Guys.
They scrambled.
It's
No, they
okay.
didn't scramble.
They did.
No, they
It's
played
okay,
fantastic.
It was okay because of the possession, blah blah blah.
No, the knocking now.
But
Okay, it's like you forgot what Xavi and Iniesta were doing.
You can't give in a major
It's
tournament.
okay,
You can't
so
have an 100% performance.
No, you can't.
Alright,
You can't.
let's come back. Let's come back now to this World Cup. Speaking with the 2022 World Cup.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, Abdulaziz, what team has been the most impressive team for you so far in the World Cup? I know your favorite team didn't get to the final, but what team would you say has been your most impressive team?
Well, everybody will be pointing at Morocco. Yes, we have to wax lyrical about them. We have to give them that praise. They've been good. They've been superb defensively. They've been top notch. But I want to give credit to Japan because fine, they crashed out at the round of 16 stage, but nobody actually gave them that opportunity to come out of that group. Not even coming out of the group, topping a group that had powerhouses like the German national team and yes, the Spanish national team. And yes, they lost to Costa Rica. A fluke defeat, but coming back, that mentality delicious for me. And they crashed out to Korea, a very resolute and penalty expert in Croatia. Nobody is actually dragging that kind of achievement with them. But I think Japan, I hope they teams that actually impressed me in this World Cup.
Alright. So let's move on and talk about the German machines. The Germany team. I mean, coming into this World Cup, we know the World Cup course. You know, after they won it in 2014, beating Argentina in the final, and going into 2018, it felt like okay, the World Cup course followed them, even though the World Cup course has been broken down.
Been banished.
But coming into 2022, I don't think a lot of people expected a lot from the German team. Young team, all of that, and we know that they have Jamal Musiala, who was
fantastic.
He was amazing.
It was great in the
But what would you say went wrong for the German team? I mean, you were in a group with, like you said, Japan, Spain, and it felt like they needed Spain to do them a favor on the last day to qualify. So what would you say went wrong for the German team?
They didn't start the competition well. Like, that's what I feel went wrong because they didn't start the competition. In their first game against Japan, they played well, but they missed chances. They didn't take advantage of their chances. And in a competition like this, where you know that your first game is very critical, once you lose or you draw, you're almost on the verge of going out because what are your chances of you winning the next 2 games on the stretch? You understand? So the competition like this, you need to start well, especially when you have teams like Spain and Japan in your group. Japan, they are underrated, you understand? But doesn't mean that they are not good in playing football. So I feel maybe what happened to Germany is that they didn't start the competition well.
Alright, do you share the same sentiment?
Yeah, to an extent, but honestly, when I saw the team, the DFB team to come to this World Cup, to be honest with you, I was not really excited about it because it looked ordinary. I don't want to pretend that I know Nicolas Füllkrug from anywhere. He plays for Werder Bremen. Him being your main striker, we all know that Timothy Werner had that injury. Looking at Jamal Musiala, his first World Cup, Füllkrug at 29, making his first set of appearances for Germany. He left Hummels at home. So they looked Mustafa Mukoko making the squad. So they looked very ordinary. To an extent, I want to give credit to the DFB team, the Diamond Sharks, their whatever, those running their German football. They actually gave him that go ahead. Okay, do what you want to do in this World Cup, but there will not be any room for sentiment when we host the Euro 2024. This World Cup is just like a stepping stone for them. To me, my personal opinion, I'm not really surprised they left the group stage. It's a very ordinary team, to be honest with you. When the critics will start coming in is when they actually wumble and fumble in Euro 2024 that they will be hosting. So give them that benefit of doubt. Let them just go. Experience-wise, they've had that experience. This young team, that's what they will actually bring to play in the Euros.
I was shocked that they left the group stage.
I wasn't really honest. They looked ordinary. Honestly,
I was shocked.
Honestly,
I
wasn't shocked.
So moving on, let's stick in with the same group that the German team were in. I mean, for the first time ever since Asia hosting, a World Cup, we had 3 Asian teams qualify from the group stages into the round of 16. I mean, we had Australia, Japan, and South Korea for the first time ever. And it seemed like they had good performances. We saw, fantastic results. We saw scenes where Son was crying, when they qualified. Japan as well, topping their group, a group that had Spain and Germany, favorites in quotes. So he's talked about Japan, and their expertise, but what would you say, or which team would you say was the best Asian team?
The best Asian team? Give it to Japan because of the group they came out from. coming out from a group where they had the 2 former world champions, Spain and Germany. It's not easy. Topping the group, it's not easy. It's not easy. And we saw them take Croatia to the wire, the team that was runners-up in the last World Cup competition. The team that had Luka Modric, Brozovic, and Kovacic in the midfield, and they took them to the wire. It's not easy. So I'll give it to Japan.
Well, I would definitely want to say Paulo Bento's North Korea because honestly, South Korea, because honestly, going into that game, there were still permutations that they had that slim chances of qualifying, but nobody was really giving them the opportunity. Not up until the 81st minute when I saw Luis Suarez cry. I said, "Why are you crying?" Only for me to probably check my live score, change it. I'm like, really? What's going on here? So they deserve credit. They played good football, honestly. They were just so unlucky in some instances. They've been good. I think they were well drilled by Paulo Bento, and yes, they got their little bit of success going past the next round, and we all know who they went to face in the next round, Brazil. They were hammered, but I think the Korean team were actually above average. They were decent. They were not a disaster, and they had their reward. They went to the next stage, and good for them.
Alright, so still sticking with teams that impressed, or people that impressed. Let's talk about players now. I mean, a lot of these players coming into this World Cup, we had high expectations. We felt like these players were coming in to prove a point, and do fantastic, show the world that this is what they are made of, and probably make that big move as well. So, we've seen performances from all of these teams and players, but which player would you say underperformed?
Yeah. In the competition.
Underperformed. Okay.
Yeah,
there are so many.
I'll start with a lot of people's goats.
Who's goat?
Cristiano, no.
He did not underperform. Did he?
No. What did he play?
Was he given the opportunity? How many games?
You will earn it now. You earn it. It's not because you are Ronaldo.
You have your opinion.
You earn it.
Because if we are going to start this argument, we won't leave here.
No, it's not an argument. Just a statement. Now.
Okay.
So, Ronaldo, for me, he was underperformed in the competition.
All right.
That's one player. Then who again?
If you were to pick, it would be Ronaldo for you.
Yeah.
What about you?
Honestly, I don't really care how they rate him in England. I think De Bruyne, they played only 3 games and he dropped stinkers. 3 amazing, deliciously marvelous stinkers. Yeah. It was horrible. Yeah. Very, very horrible. And I think the English media were not even nice with him because this is the golden generation, the aging generation. And if Hazard is not coming into the play, there are other players that can actually come in and De Bruyne was nowhere to be found. You can make an excuse for Romelu Lukaku. He's just coming back from injury, not match fit. But I don't expect somebody in the caliber of Kevin De Bruyne to drop that kind of shambolic performance in this World Cup. It was a disaster to say the least.
I think I totally agree with both of you. I mean, the entire Belgium team was
you can't pick a standout player.
Exactly.
No,
it was ridiculous.
Maybe Tillemans.
No, I saw
very awful.
De Bruyne drop performances and I was really surprised.
But he won man of the match in the first game.
I mean.
He said it.
He said he didn't.
He said it.
Like he won the award because of his name.
He doesn't know why exactly. And then for Ronaldo as well, I think I actually agree with you to some extent. I feel like you have to earn your spot, and for the fact that your coach had to drop you, it means that you really were
from after the group stage.
You really were
wasn't playing anything in the competition. It was just making the 11.
Yeah, it's not a matter of like shade now. It's just really
it's fact now.
It's just really
he scored one goal penalty, and after that we didn't see him now.
All right, so we've talked about teams, we've talked about players. Now let's move to goalkeepers. We've had so many big performances from goalkeepers. I mean, Emi Martinez, that penalty shootout, he saved 2 penalties. Livakovic has been fantastic. Penalties as well. Bono, Golori. So, for you guys, who would you say has been your best goalkeeper so far of the tournament?
My best goalkeeper in the tournament has been Livakovic, Croatia. He's been fantastic. He's been good. Against Brazil, the guy made 11 saves in that game. That's fantastic. It's 11 saves in the World Cup against a team like Brazil. That's impressive to me.
What about you?
But you've watched, that was what I wanted to pick, but you've given him that praise. I want to actually pick Hugo Lloris because coming into this tournament from the French, every Frenchman or Frenchwoman were actually having that skeptical feeling that this guy has been dropping some very, very woeful performances for Tottenham Hotspur. And the injury to Mike Maguire, the AC Milan goalkeeper, actually complicated issue because Didier Deschamps actually had in mind that Loris was not going to be the first choice coming
For
to this
real?
tournament.
I didn't know about that.
My guy was actually in good form, and even because of the
So
injury.
they'll bench their
Loris,
professional keeper.
nobody cares. This is performance. You want to achieve so many things. But I was skeptical too. Yeah, I was skeptical, but he's been dropping good performances. And we have
Loris?
yes.
It was
I came across one tweet. One Tottenham fan was like, see the kind of performance we've been dropping. Don't come on Boxing Day and come and give us a very, very woeful performance. I was just laughing. Well, good one for Loris. He's actually proved criticism wrong. And
yeah, I think I also agree with you. I think Loris has been totally different from the goalkeeper at Tottenham.
No,
The goalkeeper we've been
you won't
seeing
use
so far.
you won't use that Tottenham
Yeah.
Loris to because he talks of the quality.
Yeah.
What he has in the French national team, the quality is too different. Like the French national team, they are so good in their defense that they can even play Conde at the right back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And maybe what's at stake as well.
Yeah,
versatility everywhere. Yeah.
All right. So you guys have heard our takes on Sportyfied. I mean, you've heard what the guys have said, and don't forget to drop your takes. Let's know what you guys think. Who has been your standout goalkeeper, standout player, standout team as well. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to Sportyfied. We'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Where is your home of sports? Listen, the crazy thing about sport is that there is never a dull moment.
Yes, having uncommon conversations is the in thing here.
Football, tennis,
Formula One,
UFC, boxing,
athletics,
and many more.
They yeah. If you don't know, they yeah. If you don't know. Now why we they call them goats?
Sports simplified, that's Sportyfied.
Who be your goats?